All right, you guys, so I am going to walk you through how to make a Google site um, for your portfolio. All right, so let's go
Hi,
ahead
how can
and
I
get
help?
started. Oop, my phone is talking back to me. So we're going to go ahead and click on the waffle or the Google Apps, and you're going to locate where it says sites. If you're not seeing it, you may need to scroll down a little bit to find it, but mine is right here. So it looks like this. So I'm going to click on sites, and I have a couple sites already made. So um, yours is going to be nice and blank, right? So this area should be a clean slate unless you've made another Google site for another class. It should be plain. So what you're going to do is you have some options, and I don't want to limit you on which ones you can use. There are some templates that you can choose from, or you can start with a blank one. I always, start with a template and build from there. You can always change things as you go. They do have a template gallery, so if you scroll through, these are some examples of the templates that they offer. And again, you can always change it after, I promise. So start with something. It's always better than starting with nothing. So we're going to go ahead and click on Student Portfolio for this one. And it's going to load and process, so it may take a minute. But once it's done, it's going to open up and look like this. All right. So you can change everything here. So here on the Insert tab, this is where you can put text boxes, images. You can embed codes from other websites. You can embed images from your Google Drive, which is what you're going to do, which is why I wanted you to create a folder inside your Google Drive for this project. All right, so you can also choose one of these layouts here that they offer. There's collapsible text, table of contents, image carousels, buttons, dividers, placeholders, all of this fun stuff. Again, the only way to learn it is to get in there and start pushing buttons and experiment, right? Just like with Photopea, Photoshop, and all the other fun project or things that we use in our class. All right, so what you're going to do for this one, it's asking me to put my name. So I'm going to go ahead and put my name, or I can add a logo. So if I had a logo, I could put one here, which you guys are going to have one next semester. So that will be added there later. And this is going to be a work in progress. So I just want to get you guys a head start on getting this done. So anytime you see text, you can always change it. So I'm going to go ahead and name this Wendy Temple's Portfolio, if I can spell it right. All right, talking and typing are not my strong suits. You can make this larger to fit across the entire screen if you want to. All right, so this one has a picture, and I don't actually want this picture in here. So what I'm going to do is just select it so that blue box is around it, and I'm going to go ahead and hit delete. It deleted my header. So what I need to do now is actually go back in here and fix that. So let's see, I may need to completely undo that. So let's go ahead and undo. So I just hit the back button right here, the undo last action. And there should be a way that I can change. Oh, here we go. So I scroll down a little bit, change my image. So there are images preloaded that you can use if you choose, or you can create your own. You can take a photograph of your own and put it in here. Just make sure that it's school appropriate, okay? So we're going to go ahead. I'm just going to use something simple. Let's go ahead and use the clouds that they've given to us. And now it's loading, so it's right here. So we've got a page uh, tag and a theme tab. So what I'm going to do is on this page tab, I've got home, classes, and activities. I'm actually going to change these. So I do want a home page. Then I want this one to say about me. So I'm going to change it to about me. These are the requirements. You have to have a home page, an about me page, and a portfolio page. Okay, so this is what your pages should look like. All right, if it doesn't look like this, if you don't have all three of these, then you're going to click on this plus and it will add a new page. And let's say it didn't have the portfolio. Let's say personal portfolio, because you may have work that you do outside of this class that you want to add to your portfolio. So now I have home, about me, portfolio, and personal portfolio. So you don't have to have this one. This is just an example. I just wanted to show you how to add an additional page. But if you are an artist, I know a couple of you do have your own artwork that you like to put on here, you can add a personal portfolio page. So this one has a drop-down menu. I'm going to actually come in here and delete these. And so it doesn't have that arrow. Okay, so I have about me, and if I click on it, it will take me to the about me page. So I'm going to go ahead and rename this about me, and I'm going to also change the picture. You can use an image of yourself on here if you want to. I wouldn't suggest using it on the header. I would probably put it right here. So you can either drop in a photograph that you have on your phone, drop in oh, that's actually a calendar. Okay, so let's go ahead and delete that, and we want to put in a picture. So I'm going to go ahead and go to images, and let's go ahead and go to upload. I don't have any pictures on my computer of myself, so let's see. We're going to go ahead and use this one. All right, my emoji, time for a backup plan. That's my backup plan picture. All right, looks good. Okay, so I'm gonna actually move it. So once you place stuff on your page, you can always drag it around and move it, put it in different places. So if you look, it's got this grid structure. When I hover over my picture and click, and I go to move it, you can see those lines behind there. Those are gonna drop in to that grid, right? So I can change this. Obviously, I don't want it to say fifth grade because I don't teach fifth grade. But in here, I would just start typing in information about me. Mrs. Temples is a graphic design. I told you guys I can't type and talk at the same time. Gray is a graphic design teacher for GTHS. She is awesome. Okay, so there is my paragraph about me. You need to have a paragraph. Okay, you have to talk about yourself. I know for some of you that's hard, but talk about yourself. Do a little bragging. So you want your portfolio to make you shine, right? You want people to look at this and say, man, I really need to hire this person, or I really want to see this person's work. All right, so that's my home page. All of this other stuff can go in the trash. So if I highlight it, click on it, and just hit the delete, or I can come over here and hit delete. I think, okay, there we go. Same thing here, delete that section. Get in touch with me. So your template may have this. You can add your email address down here if you want to. So I'm going to go ahead and fill that out. Oops. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that. That's good. I have this section right here. Not sure why it's a blank. Oh, that's the footer. Okay, so you can have a header and a footer on your website, which is cool. All right, so Mrs. Murphy is not in this class. All right, there we go. So this would be my About Me page, okay? You can change how big, you should be able to change how big the header type is. If you go to header type, you can change to cover, large banner, banner only, which is what I want, so it makes it a little bit smaller, or title only. I'm just going to leave the banner. All right, so now that I have my About Me page, I'm going to go back to the pages, click on Portfolio, and this is where the fun part comes in. This is where you get to add your work. And, all right, so for my portfolio, I'm just going to leave that picture now that you guys know how to change it. You can change it to something that you have created if you want to. Obviously, this is your portfolio, so I would suggest probably doing that. I'm going to go through here and delete some of these sections because I don't need them. All right, so for my first section right here, it's nice and blank. I'm going to go to Insert, and I'm going to insert a layout. All right, so I'm going to click on this, and it's going to pop that in right there. So my first project was my nameplate. So I'm going to go ahead and hit nameplate. I'm going to type that in right here and hit enter. I'm going to go here to the plus, and I am going to go select from Drive. Let's see, because this is what I want you guys to do. So I'm going to go to my Drive, and then I'm going to locate where my nameplate picture is. So you'll navigate hopefully to your Google Classroom folder. So I have a ton of folders on here, you guys. Remember, you guys should only have a couple. Click on Classroom, click on our class, and then locate the nameplate. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it in here. All right, nameplate. And then it's going to show me all of your guys' work. So yours should only show you yours. So we're going to go ahead and let's use Avery's. All right, so we're going to click on Avery and hit insert. All right, so put her nameplate right there. Then what you're going to do here is you're going to give me 2 sentences at least about this project. So this project taught me how to use Photopea type tool. I learned how to install a font and how type has a personality. All right, so this is obviously is going to be your own writing. I don't want you to copy what I wrote, but you're going to talk about the project, what you did, why it looks like it does, why you chose the colors that you chose. And if you notice what I just did, her nameplate wasn't quite fitting in there. So if you click on this, it's going to fit it right to that placeholder. All right, so there we go. You can change your colors by changing your theme. So here, if I click here, right now it's on simple. I can change it. If you scroll down, it's got some options. And this may change the entire layout or look of your website. All right, and that's just going to be up to you what colors you want to use for your site. Okay, so there's my first one, nameplate project. Let's actually name this Project 1. Project 1 nameplate. You can center it if you want to. You can, remember, you're a graphic designer, so this is your work. This is your place and time to shine. Okay, so then I'm going to come down and I'm going to go ahead and go back to insert, and I'm going to insert another layout. So I'm going to go ahead and you can, it's something cool would be is if you like reversed this. So put the picture over here and the text over here. So it kind of jumped around the page. That would be kind of cool. So over here, I'm going to go project 2. Project 2, and project 2 was, I had my list of projects and then I dropped my clipboard and everything fell out of order. So project 2 was veggie head or melon head, whatever you want to call them. So if you notice that my first one, the nameplate is in the title font, or title size. So what I need to do is make it consistent. You want your website to be consistent all the way through. So I'm going to click here and go to title. So they look very similar. All right, so then I am going to go ahead and hit, enter. And now I can start typing. Creating a veggie head taught me how to use the selection tools in Photopea or Photoshop if you're using Photoshop. And then continue on describing the project, what you did, why you created the veggie head guy that you did. Then I'm going to go to Drive and I'm going to locate my veggie head folder. I actually have some recent stuff that I was just looking at, so I'm going to go to Recent and look for veggie head. So we're going to use this one. And no, this is not my work. This is your guys' work. I'm just pulling these for examples. And again, so it's not fitting in that space. So I can either do one of two things. I can drag this box out, which gets kind of wonky. So just be careful when you're doing that to make it fit. Or I can click here to the uncrop and it will fit it to that space. All right, so that's project 2. I'm going to repeat the process, click on layouts, and let's go ahead and leave this here. I'm going to go ahead and name this project 3. And project 3 was typography poster. Again, keeping it consistent, I'm going to change the font to title. So I can either do it beside or I can drag it across like this and then put the picture down below. However you guys want to lay this out is up to you. Just make sure that you are consistent throughout each project. So this guy does not want to move. So I have to make sure I click it and it does not. All right, so when I have that blue line, then I can let go and it's going to put it right there, right below. But then I might run into the problem of it not fitting in that space. So when I upload my typography poster, let's see, I'm going to go to Recent because I was just looking at these. Typography poster, we're going to go ahead and put this one in there. You can either double click or hit insert. And as you notice, it's not going to fit in that space. So what I want to do is click on it. So it's attached to this. So I've got this extra space here. So I'm going to delete that. And I can either click, I have to click twice. So only this box is selected and then hit this and it's going to make it extremely large, which is not what I want because I want, again, my website to be consistent. If all of my pictures are going to be large, or if one picture is going to be large, they should all be large. If they're all going to be smaller, then they should all be small. All right. So just make sure that you are consistent throughout your site. So now that I have it like that, I should be able to click this. There we go. And now it fits. All right. So I need to actually extend this to fit. So I want to separate these two because when I click here, they're attached. So what I'm going to do is click only so the blue is the poster is selected. And come over here. Let's see if we can do it this way. So it can be a little finicky. So I'm going to click right there and then it should be good. And I can drag this out now. And I can center it again, be consistent. I would have to go up and change everything up at the top if that's how I wanted it to look. And then I would have to put a text box right here. So I'd click on text box and let's go ahead and shrink this down so it fits. And then we're going to move this right here, right there. All right, so the typography poster was da 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 da, and you would just keep typing. Talk about your project, talk about why you used the fonts, the color choices that you did, etc. How you created it. All right, so it's important for you to be able to describe and talk about your work. Something that you can do if you like a certain layout that you did. So I like this, so I can create a duplicate of this, and all I have to do is come in here. Oops. Actually, I have to make sure that they're both selected. So let's go ahead and select this and this. Let's see if that works. Oh, no, it's not going to work. So I'd have to create two separate. Okay, so just kidding. You can create a duplicate section. So it just copies what you did above. So all you have to do is come in here and create a duplicate section for this one and move it down below. Oops. Right here. And now I have project 3. So I'm going to change this to project 4. And project 4 was the color schemes project. So with this one, Um, what you can do, because we had 6 different color schemes that we did, you can add all 6 here. So talk about, the color scheme project, what it was about. If you need to go back to Google Classroom and look to see what the requirements were, you are more than welcome to do that. So you can either pull your best of your 6. So if there was only 1 or 2 that you really liked, you could put 1 or 2. If you liked all 6, then you can put all 6 for this project. Okay, that's going to be up to you. All right, so let me actually see if I can move this so it connects to that section. Let's see. Oops. Yeah, it's not going to connect. All right, so um, I like doing it this way, the duplicate section, because it keeps everything consistent throughout. So rather than me having to go here and drag this down to make it all by itself and then make it fit, whatever works for you, whatever is easiest for you. Again, this is your project, your website. I just wanted to give you guys a quick overview on how to use it. All right, so when I'm done with my portfolio, I need to actually publish my page. So I'm going to hit publish. This is pretty wonky, so I would not publish this, but just for time's sake, we're going to go ahead and we are going to click on preview to see what it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and preview it. This is my portfolio. If I come here, this is my navigation. This is my home page. Okay. This is my About Me page. This is my portfolio page. And then obviously I have my personal portfolio. Okay. So you need to make sure that you hit publish. And then to get out of this, I'm going to close this out right here. And once you've hit publish and it's published, it'll give you a link. So I can go ahead and click on here and copy this link, and you're going to attach it to the assignment. All right. So when it says add, you'll click on link and then paste that link to the assignment. All right.